say is if you lead with your mental concerns or anything, if you lead with that, that becomes a big piece of who you are, right? And within that person's perspective or their view. I believe for me, it's not about me worried about them judging me. It's more about, do I want to give you who I am? Do I trust you to cherish it and not judge me? You know, for me, love is about being unbiased, not judgmental. It's about being safe and welcoming. And so the interview is actually with you, right? If I'm going to do this or not. You know, if you judge me, that's your shit. You know, but me giving it to you is my responsibility. And so I want to do a role play.
Can I do a plug real quick?
Yeah.
I have a friend, her name is Shantae Thompson. She just put out a book about how we need to assess ourselves in that moment when we're meeting somebody. Because it's all a risk. And you know, there's a low risk. Even if both people are healthy, there's still a risk, you know, all the way up to high or extreme risks. And I'll give you the book's name, but the author is Shantae Thompson, and she's created an assessment how to, you know, ask certain questions on that first. You know.
Is that S-H-O-T?
Sorry, S-H-A-U-T, Thompson.
All right, we're ready.
All right, and so, you know, I'm at that point to where I really, really want to take it, you know, us to transition into something a little more committed, right? And so I'm getting ready to tell you about me and who I am. Typically around this time, I'm usually about 30, 60 days, depending on the frequency of how we've been going. And so, hey, Sheree, how are you doing?
Great. I can't hear you.
I'm great, Ruby. How are you?
I think that it's important that we have a conversation, you know, as you're considering what's gonna happen within this relationship. I'm about to share something that is really, really vulnerable for me. And so that lets me know that I'm trusting of you, which is a good sign, right?
Yeah.
And so what I want to say is I go to a therapist, a mental health therapist. That's important if you're a person who has mental health issues, go to therapists, because hey, I go to therapists, and I also take medication for my depression. And I have depression, and I've had it since I was a little girl. You know, I've been seeing therapists and taking care of myself. And I'm hoping that you can really accept that part of me, because I really, really care for you, and you're very important. And it doesn't have to, that's it. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It's simply giving some information. So, yeah, that's my role play.
And I'd like to add to that given that role play, right? So you've been vulnerable and created a space. Now, how your prospective partner responds will tell you so much, right? Because for me, what I would want is for them to say, I appreciate you sharing that with me. How can I support you?
Right.
And for me, if I shared that and was not asked how I can be supported, that for me would be a red flag.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I think that's a big worry for when people are receiving that information and they're heading into that next stage of relationship, is feeling like, what will my partner need from me? And so how to broach that conversation of, you know, do you need me to know what medications you're on? Are you comfortable with sharing that with me? Are those conversations that we should be having as well, or should we wait and hold on to those and ask later?
There's a great website called NAMI.org, and N-A-M-I, and on that website you actually can get little flyers that's written in real simple language on how to be supportive. Also, there's DBSA, which is Depression Bipolar Support Alliance, and it also offers good information. And ask your partner, you know, because they know what they need to be supported. So that's a good point.
And I kind of want to just throw this out there too, like, it's really tough for guys to just come out and say, hey, how to support somebody else. You know, hell, it's really tough for us to know how to support ourselves. We grow up in this prison where, you know, not prison, but we are in prisons, of course, but in this prison where, you know, it's kind of hard for us to learn from so many other things and so many other people. And for those that can reach out and kind of get out of that and learn how to understand who we are as men and understand how to take care of somebody else. It's a beautiful relationship most of the time, right? But the problem is, how do we get there? And that whole issue changes as days go by. You know, if you might find that, you know, just give this man a talk when he's young, and that might, you know, resolve a lot of issues. Or, you know, this person might need a better parental figure, a father figure, or a mother, and that might resolve another few issues. So, just for us, when it comes to dating, it's not so much. It's really hard to just give examples for men how we're going to carry forward a healthy question, or how we're going to do the first date or anything like that. Just kind of go with what you know for that first time. Just kind of figure yourself out, because it's just so tough that we have to deal with shame. Everybody does, right? But we have to deal with controlling the whole issue. We have to deal with knowing what the woman needs to wear and all this stuff and we don't need to know all that. We just need to know ourselves. And so it really is tough to kind of give you guys an example how, you know, as a man, how we need to lead that first date. But definitely just go with what you know, go from the heart and try to pick up the pieces as time goes on. And don't be afraid to ask questions. And you'll learn about how you need to carry that thing forward.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point about not being afraid to ask questions and not making assumptions, right? Because the way Ruby phrased it, she said, I'm going to therapy, I take medication, I've been taking care of myself, right? So I think that's a very important way to state it, because I'm not coming to you saying, I need you for anything. This is me informing you of how I take care of myself, right? And perhaps there's a way you can support me in that, but I'm not coming to you asking for anything. So I think the words that you used were really important.
Can I give out 1 minute or something else? I work primarily, my clients, about 90% of them are non-monogamous, right? And so I get an opportunity to see the benefits when you have, you know, mental health or substance abuse, something of that nature that you can live in denial and secret. I have seen a lot of the benefits of intentional family around them. They get to see modeling of someone else who may have depression or anxiety, or they may see someone who's, you know, dealing with some type of substance abuse, right? And they may thought that they're unique and special and no one else had what was going on with them. So a great benefit of polyamory, if we allow it to be, right, is we're allowed to be each other's mentors, mentees, you know, support. We're allowed to do that, and that's really important.
I think